My name is Kim Silver. I am an author, a healing therapist, an energy reader, and a spiritual messenger. I own and operate Body and Soul Therapies, and I have for over the past 25 years. This has been a part of my awakening process and spiritual journey. And what I'm doing now is sharing information with you to help anyone who is awakening or in that process of starting to awaken. These videos are going to be very helpful. I'm offering a series of videos. There's actually 11 of them that will be in a sequence to help you on your journey. And these videos are spiritually guided. You can find our videos on my business website, bodyandsoultherapies.com. BitChute will have some of the videos, and then they'll have trailers to the videos. I did have a Facebook Soul Warrior link, but that is no longer up and running. Censorship at this time and space over the last 2 years has been high. There's a lot of information that things don't want to come out. So I am just trying to do my best and giving you as much information as possible through these videos to help you through what many people are calling the 3D to 5D. So there's the three-dimensional, fourth dimensional, and fifth dimensional process that we're all going through right now. This is especially, well, pretty much our whole lifetime, things have been taking place and we just didn't know it. Really, more so, I think a lot of people can identify in the last 2 years, a lot of craziness, a lot of things have been going on that we can't understand, we can't explain, and we're trying to put dots together. We're asking questions, which is part of the awakening. This goes back to almost Adam and Eve time. This is biblical. We are going through a biblical process right now. We are sharing a lot of information through these videos to help you awaken. Other ways called the 3D world to the fourth to the fifth. So each video is going to have a part of the third dimension where we start to expose a lot of what's been going on, a lot of information that we're sharing. We'll explain the fourth dimension and then why we want to get to the fifth dimension. And again, this is what this whole series is about, is to help you. And each video will have pieces of this in it. So each video is very valuable to each and every person. What I'm going to say to you now is be open as you start these videos. I know a lot of this information will not make sense to you. It'll sound crazy. But what I'm going to say is be open, listen. It will help to start the wheels turning. It'll start planting seeds within you, within your soul space. And it'll help you to start identifying things that have been taking place. So just listen to what we're saying. Listen to what I'm sharing as I go into the more spiritual stuff. And with all the information that we're going to be giving you, there's a part of it where you're going to need to do your part in accessing the information, looking for the information to validate it. So this is not an easy journey for people, and we understand that as the team, and I'll introduce that in a little bit about who's doing the videos with me. But this was something, again, I'm being spiritually guided to offer to everybody who is willing and open to listen and to understand what is taking place in this realm that we're in right now. This is not normal. We're not living in normal times anymore. Our human existence is changing. We're going into higher vibrations. The earth is changing, we're changing, and so on and so on. So these videos, again, are here to help you. Every aspect of our lives has been infiltrated, has been corrupted. There's so many lies and deception and manipulation that's been going on for decades and centuries, honestly. And that's why I say this goes all the way back to Adam and Eve, because we'll explain all this. But just so you know, there is so much going on and there's such a bigger picture happening. That, again, is how we can help you through this process, through your awakening. I also have written a book, and this book is called The Invisible Mirror. This book was also spiritually guided. So this book here, I wrote spiritually guided. It was actually published at the end of 2018. And a lot of information I'm going to use through the video is from this book, and it kind of puts the videos and the book together. They're harmonizing each other into making this make more sense to people, because you have to understand energy in order for all of this to make more sense to you. Vibrations, energies, frequencies, all these things, there's a scientific level to those things. There's also a spiritual level. So this book is to help you. So it's called The Invisible Mirror, Knowing Yourself and Your Soul. And this book can be found on any online retailer or through my website as well. There's a link to the publisher's website to where you can order it directly. But just know that the book will be used quite a bit. A lot of the diagrams from this book I will be using. So I just wanted to share this with you and know that this is another tool for you as you go forward in your awakening process. So basically, the book is there to help you live, teach you the tools, techniques, understanding energy, and how to live a better, healthier, happier human life. So it will go in and talk about your soul, but also talk about your human aspect as well. These videos are not high tech. I'm going to just tell you that right now. I read off of cue cards a lot. We just try to keep it simple. I'm a very simple person, and just so you know, if there's issues or problems, it's probably me. I'm probably the one that's causing something wrong, but these videos anyway are just simple tools and techniques for you to go through your awakening process. These videos are spiritually guided, as I said, for the world, for the spirit world wants the human world to understand what's going on, being able to process it, and to succeed through this awakening. What it does, what I guess a lot of people ask me all the time is, what is the awakening? What does that actually mean? It's an enlightenment. It's taking your conscious level higher. And so it's changing you, it's changing your thoughts, your actions into higher morals and values. It's getting you into a higher love vibration. It's also for the more betterment of humanity, for mankind, for the planet, for all beings on the planet and beyond. And so it's really to unify us. That's what this awakening is. It's to awaken you to a higher level of who you are. And also living from our hearts and our souls. That's what this is about too. It's connecting deeper within yourself, going into your higher self, your soul self, and not from our minds and our egos. We're getting away from that. That's very humanistic. That's very third dimensional thinking. We're going into the fifth dimensional thinking now of community, more the we versus the me in the third dimension. This awakening is two parts. It is a human part and it is a soul part. So many people I know out there have awakened to that first part, the human part. Many of them call themselves patriots, truth seekers, digital warriors. That's the first part. So once you've gathered all the information and you've done all your research and you've seen where the lies and the manipulation have been and who's involved, and you know the story between good and evil, and you start to understand that, then there's another part, and people are missing that. People need to understand that the second part is going deeper than the first part, which is now connecting to your soul. So it's that spiritual part that I'm here to help you with as well. And you really need both parts in order to succeed in that fifth dimension. These videos explain a lot of this, and that's again why they're being made. Let's see, the videos are done in a sequence, so you can pick and choose what videos you want to watch, but they really are kind of building on each other. So that will be important. As I said, we are sharing a lot of information, a lot of exposure within that third dimensional world with tons of information. We share a lot with books, We shared techniques for you to use, like meditation or breathing techniques. So every video has tools, they have discussions, they have diagrams that I'm sharing with you, things that I'm sharing on more the personal, spiritual level, and how, again, to get into more the 5D level. And that will come more in the later part of the videos. So we start really 3rd D and then move into the 5th D realm more. I do have a team helping me with these videos because I wanted other different perspectives through this journey, not just my own, because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is very unique to them and to everybody else, because we're all individuals. We're all individual spirits and souls. So so it's my information, all the stuff I've done and all the stuff I've researched through this process and my awakening, and what Spirit has guided me with are in the videos. But also, one of the team members is Chemo, and Chemo is a gentleman that has been doing tons of research on this stuff for probably a couple of decades now. Like, he was awakened a while ago. So he's been seeing a lot of this, and it's just becoming more and more known. And so he's what we call Mr. Researcher. He's got pretty much an answer for everything that we talk about. So his journey is, he's been on his spiritual journey and awakening journey for a long time. So that's Chemo. And then the other one is Chris. Chris is on the videos because he's bringing in the perspective of the religious side of all this. So that spiritual, religious, Christian side, so that people, as they look at, when I'm talking about spiritual and connecting to your soul, we've been taught a lot through our whole lives that God's outside of us. And so we have to go to church, we have to do, study the Bible, we have to do all these things, where really God is everywhere and God is within us. So we're kind of tying the two together. We're tying religion and Christianity in with spiritualism. And so that's why Chris's perspective is really powerful through these videos. And again, he started awakening probably about a decade ago and seeing how they collaborate. And he feels like he's been guided quite a bit through Jesus and helping him to awaken into a deeper self-knowing. And then lastly, there's Jennifer. And Jennifer is what we call the newbie. Jennifer just started really awakening to her soul space and her journey when the virus came into play. And a lot of things didn't make sense to her, so she started trying to connect dots. And so she's just now learning a lot of what we've all learned, Chris, Chemo, and I. And so it's nice to have that new perspective. It's nice for her to ask questions that she doesn't understand. So those are my team members. There's the 4 of us, and then I do have a couple of guest speakers periodically. So we're just trying to give you as much information and as many people at different levels to help you, because we know there's many of you out there that are at very different levels as we all awaken, and we're hoping that that's helpful to you. All the videos are on the website, as I said, or a couple of different channels like BitChute. We're doing this different than a lot of other videos out there on YouTube or these other Rumble or whatever. What we're doing is we're not going to, say these videos are free and then sell you a whole bunch of products. We're not going to charge you a membership. What Spirit has guided me to do is we're to put out the first 2 videos for free, and that way you can see what we're doing and how these videos can be helpful to you. And then the videos can be found on the website to purchase for $10 a piece. And once you do that, they're yours. You can watch them again and again, which is very, very powerful. And so we just want you to know that that was spiritually guided, because we want to keep this very simple. We are not going to sell you anything else. We want to make sure that you understand that these are very powerful tools and very helpful things to have, so that you can reference them. And so again, they're going to be $10 on the website. And I guess that's it about the videos. Oh, that there's a total of 11, as I mentioned. So there's this introduction video, and then we start into video 1, which you can find and start going through your process. So these videos are made to help you through your awakening journey. And everyone, as I said, has their own unique journey. Many of us get frustrated why people aren't getting what we're getting, aren't seeing what we're seeing. Everybody is on their own time space with this. And I know it's difficult, but just know that we're all here doing our best, and we're all here processing what we can. And one thing I want to throw at you now is, and this is in my book that I talk about, is what if your life, this life that you're living, was just a video game? What if life really is just the game of life, and you have to go through certain things and certain experiences to heighten your awareness, to heighten your abilities, to have different thoughts, to understand compassion? So if you think of it that way, if you think of life as a video game, then we are here to help our souls grow and expand. And each step we take is like a step in life, is to go higher, is to make ourselves more loving, more kind, higher vibrations. So each level in that video game is very important. And that's what I want to share with you, because like I said, in the book, I do talk about this. What if this is just all a video game? What if this is all just like a mirage, a holograph, and our souls basically are going through these portions on earth to advance, and we are just the human beings carrying them. There are many different levels. I do want to share this with you. This is an important thing. There are many different levels on the human world. So there's different soul levels. There's different things that we have to go through and process. So there's many levels on the human world, but there's also many levels on the spiritual world. So when someone says that they're talking to Archangel Michael, or they're talking to God, or they're talking to their deceased grandfather or grandparents, those are all different levels. And so not everybody that I know, anybody on planet Earth, is 100% correct in what they're receiving, and there's not one person on earth that can receive messages from all levels. So I just want you to hear that, because if we're here on earth, if we're here going through this process, then that means we have not succeeded all the levels yet. And I will explain that at the very last video, what that means, as we talk about the dimensions. So what Spirit wants us to know is that there's good energy in this third dimensional world that we're living in, and we call that the light energy. It's the positive energy, but there's also the other side of that. There's the bad energy, the evil energy, or the negative energy. So planet Earth in the third dimension is a duality world. So that means there's the good and the bad. There's opposites all across the board. There's hot and cold. So just so you know that there is two types of energies here, and we explain all that as well. When you awaken, you will start to understand all of this. That's what we're trying to teach you and help you and make this go as smoothly as possible. Each video, as I said, has the tools and techniques. It has diagrams. The team and I talk a lot on each video. And on the end of each video, there's additional page, which will give you even more stuff that you can look at, books and other video links and things like that. So always watch to the end of the video. I was guided with all this information from the spirit world for myself, and then also for the team, as to what each video is to be, and even all the way down to the titles. I've put in many, many hours, myself and the team, lots of time and energy, but lots of love as well, to do them, to help everyone out there. It's so important that we help each other in this time space. And so I'm just trying to do my part to do what I can to help as many people as possible. We are living in a matrix. And if you look at the movie, The Matrix, it's very similar to what we're living in. And I know this sounds crazy. I really, really do. I sometimes have to listen to myself talking to somebody else thinking I do sound crazy. But when you start to really look at this information, you will see there's truth to everything that we're talking about. And so is it possible that we're a video game? Is it possible that this is actually a matrix? The reality that you know is different now. And we have to understand that what we thought was normal or real is now shifting. So there's a different reality in the way we're going to think and how the changes are going to take place. So with your knowledge in this reality of change, from third dimension to the fifth dimension, you're going to get more knowledge. You're going to have different experiences, different thoughts. Your actions will change. Your emotions, we're going to explain all about the emotions and how that really plays with your vibrations. But with all of this, you're going to gain a lot of wisdom. And that's when you know you're connecting into your soul space. So that's higher consciousness. Wisdom is higher consciousness. So get ready for what all this is about. This is life-changing. And it's also changing before your eyes right now. I mean, look at the world today. It's so different than what it was just 2 years ago. Again, we're changing 3D to 5D, and Earth has already been changing, and we explain that. So if you're awake now or not, if you're a red-pilled or blue-pilled, these videos are going to be very helpful for you, no matter where you're at in your awakening process. And so will my book. So again, the Invisible Mirror book and these videos are balancing each other and helping each other so that you can understand energy and beyond and how this all will make more sense to you. So the last thing I want to say is Spirit wants us to awaken as quickly as possible. And again, these videos are going to be so helpful because the more people who awaken now, the quicker this all moves. And you're going to see so much stuff's going to be coming out and more exposure, more information, good and bad. All this stuff's going to be kind of expedited. And that's because more people are starting to awaken. More people are getting what's going on. And their vibration changes. It goes higher. So the higher we go as a collective, the quicker this all changes. And so that's what Spirit's trying to share with you now. And I hope you take heart to what we're doing here and just start the journey, start the videos, and take your time with them if you need to. Try not to rush through them, but they're there for you and you can use them anytime you want. And please share them. Again, the more people who get this information, who start the process, it makes the transition so much easier. So thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy our videos in this series.